analysis. Now, in this particular case, we do have two approaches which may be applied or which may be used. One, we do have what we refer as a top-bottom approach. Top-bottom approach. And number two, we do have what we refer as a bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach. So we do have therefore those two approaches which may be used by the financial statement analyst. This is a top-up approach. Maybe let's start with the first approach here. That is what we refer as the bottom up approach. Bottom up approach. And in this particular approach here, as the name suggests, this whereby the financial statement analyst will actually start his analysis by analyzing now the individual firm, and then move to the industry in which now the company operates, and then from there look on what we refer as the macro environmental factors which affect now the operation of the firm. So mean that under this particular approach here, the financial statement analyst start his analysis by looking on individual firm before analyzing the macro environment factors affecting the firm, affecting the firm. So mean that under this particular approach here, the financial statement analyst, first of all, you're saying that he will look on individual company, meaning that if, for example, we have maybe a potential investor who intend to invest in a company, and maybe he, for example, procure services of a financial statement analyst to do that particular analysis, that particular financial statement analyst, first of all, will have now to look on how the individual company is actually performing. Then from there, he will then proceed and analyze the industry in which the company operates. Then from there, the financial statement analyst then will proceed and look on how competitive that particular industry in which now the company operates is. And then from there, once now he analyzes now the industry in which now the company operates, then in this case, you're saying that he will now then look on what we refer as the macro environmental factors, or basically what we refer as the macro environment. Now, in this case, when we talk about macro environmental factors, these are defined to be external and uncontrollable factors which affect now the operation of the firm. So mean that in this case then the financial statement analyst here will actually be looking on or will try to understand or to analyze those particular factors which the firm cannot be able to control, and which are the external factors which now affect the operation of the firm. And therefore, in this particular approach here, we can be able to then come up with the three steps which now the financial statement analyst will need to follow whenever he decides to use that approach. One, we have said that he need now to analyze. He need to analyze the individual company, to be able to understand its financial performance and also financial positions. Meaning that here the financial statement analyst will look on individual company to understand how is the company performing, how financially stable, or what is the financial position of that company. That is the step number one. Two, he then analyze the industry. the industry in which the company operate in order for him to be able to understand how competitive is that particular industry, because what we know is that there are those particular industries which are said to perform better. There are those companies which operate in certain industries and which are said to perform to perform well. So therefore, in step number 2 here, the financial statement analyst now will be looking or trying to understand or analyze the industry in which now the company operate, basically to know how competitive that industry is. Finally, he will analyze the macro environment. Remember, we have said that these are those particular external and also uncontrollable factors which now affect the operation of the firm. And therefore, in this case, when we talk about now the macro environmental factors, we are talking of what if are the legal factors. We are talking of the political factors, whether maybe a country is politically stable. We are talking of what if are the economical factors, how the economy is performing, and so on. So those are basically the steps which are followed by the steps which are followed by the financial statement analyst when he is to use that approach.